When I first saw the dome, or the bubble as we're calling it, I was immediately skeptical of it, but we're picking up all kinds of anomalies, both on the outside as well as in the center. I mean, Eric and Travis, we've collected all kinds of unbelievable data right there in the center of the triangle. You see the hole in the data from the LiDAR scan that Omnitech did. Not to mention all the UAPs that we've captured when we've been out there doing work there in the triangle. It really makes me start to wonder, could this be something to do with a wormhole or a portal?
Yeah, and let me add to that a little bit. We're not saying that there's a wormhole, as we understand from general relativity, out there at the triangle. Everybody's seen science fiction movies. A gate opens up at one end and then somewhere else across the universe, and you go in and it's a shortcut to go extreme distances, right? Well, if this were a wormhole above the triangle, as we understand wormholes, takes huge amounts of gravitational interactions, it would be destroying the planet. It'd be, if it's that close. This bubble is something more exotic, more or different, or something we don't understand yet.
Yeah, during this experiment, we've got multiple data sets from multiple equipment types telling us that there's just returns and signals and things that don't make sense. They don't belong there.
What is the true secret of Skinwalker Ranch? Well, in the incredible Season 6 premiere, the team may have come one major step closer to revealing the answer. Gentlemen, when we last left, we were talking about this amazing experiment you did. Eric, I wanted to talk about some of these new anomalies that you were seeing in this experiment and what that might have told you in terms of a bubble.
Yeah, we're taking the aircraft with instruments aboard, traversing the space, exploring the boundaries and the region inside of what we're calling the dome or the bubble. So as we're painting the space with data from those GPS tracking devices that are broadcasting the location back to a receiver, we're starting to see a concentration of these error points right over the triangle.
Coming up over the triangle at this time, 400 feet and 9 knots.
Look. It's happening again.
Yeah.
Yet again, it's like the data is disappearing into a void. The GPS data itself is corrupted, especially in a region right over the triangle, forming, if you will, a vertical structure, but especially dense at increasing altitude. I would compare it to an apple core.
You know what goes in and out of apples, don't you? Worms, wormholes.
Well, if you look at an eaten apple core, you've got the tops, it flares out, right? It's like two funnels stuck at like an hourglass, for example. And that's the way we draw, for illustration purposes, what an Einstein-Rosen bridge or a wormhole would actually look like. Why is it that the GPS is what's affected this way?
Eric, help me understand, are these gaps, are this corrupted? Is it disappearing?
That's a great question. With some of the GPS readings, we have the position itself being misreported. In other cases, it is the corruption of the data as it passes through those regions. And something is interfering with the transmission of that signal back to the base station.
And so think about that. There's this bubble where data corruption occurs. Why is it in that location? Why is it localized? It's conglomerated, it's consolidated right in that one spot.
That gets my attention.
You know, Brandon, I think of you because you were watching this kind of live time happen, these anomalies happen with the GPS. What do you make of this?
Well, watching the data emerge real time as this entire experiment is playing out was exciting. I mean, it was verification. What we see is true validation that there are anomalies, that there's something focused within that region of the property, and we're seeing it repeatedly and across multiple scientific platforms.
If there's something messing with GPS out here on the ranch, I want to know what the hell it is.
I have to think there's got to be some type of intelligence, because it's affecting an entire spectrum of equipment and technologies.
And as far as I know, humanity does not have that capability yet.
To do what we're describing here.
To manipulate all of these different types of instruments. And we even asked a super hacker if he could reproduce some of these things, and he said that that technology doesn't exist.
And that's what's crazy, is it's multiple technologies across the board.